Hey, Steady Steve, please like and subscribe. Please click on the Deck Heroes icon, click on subscribe, 100% free. Well, brackets, blood in and blood out. This is another armaments video with the, in addition to the wish list kind of theory. So anyway, I got another legendary armament with an inscription. It did not increase. You know, that we did not go towards that magic number 10. So there's definitely tiers of inscription, and not all are going to count. This one here, Breaker. Whenever the wielder's troop launches any type of basic attack, it has a 10% chance to reduce the target's defense by 15% for 3 seconds. That's really not bad at all. Really, and these are all in the wedge formation. Breaker, that's really not too bad. Anyway, we are on 2 out of 10 so far on the wedge. This one, obviously no inscription, just garbage, and we don't need to worry about the others. It has to be legendary to be interesting. Let's have a look at this. No, we're still on 2 out of 10. So in the last video, or the first video, I got focus fire, didn't I, which was a blue level armament inscription. Yeah, and unfortunately Breaker made absolutely no difference whatsoever. Let's go back into it again. Is it this one? Breaker, yeah. And that's very worrying. Not Breaker in itself. I was thinking, yeah, again, really not bad. I'm more interested in the aggressive things. I probably prefer this on the debuffer army, something like this. Echelon. Not to be confused with Epsilon, which I said in a recent video, Echelon. Anyway, so that's very worrying. That means it's going to be ridiculously hard to get those, to get the magic number 10 special inscriptions, because I don't think I've ever, since doing armaments, got 10. I mean, yeah, I got this one, maybe one. Would a double inscription count as a special one? Probably not. So I've got 1, 2, and I got one in the last video, didn't I? Basically, I think I've got less than 10 in total. So, wow, it's going to be particularly slow. I'm going to do another 10 of these to see if I can get lucky again, or just get a better idea about how many of these formation choice chests we would need to open in order to have a chance. But I think, you know, when I did that video, when I did a review with that sponsored gamer, and I genuinely forgot his name. Wow. You know, the OG sponsored gamer, and he was basically trying to say that you can get a legendary without an inscription, and it's worth a couple of thousand gems. That's not literally what he said, but the direct implication that. So if you go for events like that, in which you spend money and you're guaranteed an inscription, well, that's even that would still be below the bar. If it has to be a blue level inscription. So I'm just trying to think the logic of why they've made it so hard. Wouldn't it make more sense then if any kind of inscription would give you a higher tier, maybe the blue level of armament inscription? You know what I mean? So whatever the number is would get you the blue, and then however many blue inscriptions you get will get you the gold. That would make some sense. Otherwise, it's just never going to happen. You'd have to spend infinite money, and it's going to change very little, because the odds of getting anything are just ridiculously low. I just opened 10 chests here, got absolutely zero. Oh my gosh. Well, that's never happened before, to be fair, but 0. I mean, that's just proof in itself. I'm going to scrap all of these. Complete waste. Bulk recycle. No armaments. Well, I've got to select them all. Great. Then I get 10 of these things. This is, listen, they need to go. They need to go back to the drawing board. It's obviously broken, this whole system. All right, so I get 10 of these. Let's say I get 180. Let's say I do get 180. Then what can I get in the wedge? Normal damage resistance. Ooh. Okay, upon reaching 80% rage, our troop, keeps on saying theirs, our troop deals 8% more skill damage for 3 seconds. So how many seconds is it going to take? It says specifically skill damage. So how many seconds is it going to take to get from 80% rage to 100% rage, right? So say if it took 3 seconds to get to, I know it's not, but I know it won't. Say if it did, say if it took 3 seconds to get to 100% rage, where you actually trigger skill damage, right? Then this will be completely 0. It'll be 0. It'll be completely worthless. So you got to think about what it's going to replace as well. It's never going to replace either the blue tier or the gold tier, you'd think. And as I say, if it took 3 seconds, it would be 0. Say if it took 2 seconds to get there, then you only have an 8% boost to skill damage for 1 second. Wow, okay. Considering how many of these gold legendary armaments we're going to need, I think you need 180 to get 1 shard. Then times 8 or something like that in order to get then times 8 in order to get this really bang average inscription. It's just all broken. They need to look at it again. They need to look at it again with some common sense. Okay, so maybe we could get the arch formation, but I don't recommend getting arch because I am of the strong belief that at some point it's going to be replaced by a smite formation. So between now and then, obviously there's some value on it, and I wouldn't say I would not invest in arch at all. It just wouldn't be on my top priority because as I say, at some point I feel like it will be of a much lesser value and possibly scrap. Probably more useful on a garrison commander, and I spoke many times about garrison and where that should be prioritized. I'm not going to repeat myself. But anyway, in this arch formation, increase the skill damage resistance of the wielder's troop by 5%. What I'm thinking as well is this is arch, this is for smite, right? And there's going to be more smite commanders going forward. So the fact that this is specific to skill damage resistance, it's already on the back burner of relevance. So it shouldn't need to be as hard in order to achieve it if it's, just average at best. Okay, let's go on. For every 20% of its units a target troop has lost, the wielder deals 3% more normal damage, up to a maximum of 12%. Well, that will be a factor. Increases to normal damage will be a factor towards your active damage. Even though for these new commanders, you got that, was it true damage or something, whatever it is, to come for that new archer commander. And it's not affected by boosts. So this formation, completely useless for that. Yeah, it's not that exciting, to be honest. So you get 3% for every 20%. So by the time you get up to anything above 6%, you've lost. For you to get anything above 6%, you've lost 60% of your troops. Wow. And it's only a factor towards active damage, and by then you're damn near dead. The less troops you get, especially once you get towards the lowest end, that's time to get out. That's time to just go back to base and refresh. It's useless. It's useless. The wedge is useless. The arch is useless. the system to acquire them at all. Useless. This wish list thing overall useless. Basically. I'm only saying it because it is. I'm saying it because it is. It's not a realistic. It's not realistic to ever get there. So I just used 10 gold chests, got 0. I didn't even get an inscription, let alone one of the top end ones. It's ridiculous. Use another 10. I won't use any more though because it's complete waste. No, let's just use these ones. Nah, nothing at all. Let's do the bulk. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Please like, subscribe. That is Steve, and I am out.